Hello everybody, and welcome back to Snapmap Breakdown. This is episode 2, and this time we're going to be dealing with none other than Zilla's Devil City Ransom. Now this is actually a really interesting one, because I actually went to kind of take a look at it and all that. It's actually quite small, what he's got over here, you know. As you can definitely see, this is the city. Oh my god! So the first things first, what we're going to do is we're gonna do this, you know, because that's what you gotta do to make sure everything loads. And I want to let everyone know that this is actually going to be a little bit of a shorter episode than last one. Taylor Head's map is gigantic, and this one's actually quite small, but there's a lot of cool things to look at and a lot of logic that we need to kind of go through and just check it out and all that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be a nice little you know, episode we got here, because one thing is that I was telling Zilla all the time that I was gonna do an episode on his map, and I ended up just not doing it, which is super sad. I've played Devil City Ransom a multitude of times, and I absolutely love this map. It's really fun, really challenging at some times and all that, and I just love, you know, doing it. But I had some problems with it because my game kept crashing every time I played it, and it was just like, why? I have the worst luck on this map. But anyway, we're going to be basically kind of showing you guys the whole rendition, the entire city and all that. So first things first is we're going to kind of go into this little mode here and just kind of show you what it looks like just from like the inside of the out this type of you know, viewing of the map and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to the city fully later, but first things first, I want to show this room right over here. So this room, we're not going to be able to get the best look at it, but if we kind of zoom in a little bit more, as you can see, yeah, like he used what seems to be flesh as the walls there. That's actually quite interesting. I never actually noticed that, but the entirety of this is like all flesh, basically, and stuff. So like that doorway, flesh. These walls, it's literally just flesh. But I mean, it makes sense because it's demons and shit, you know. And they want to make sure that everything they have is very nice and well decorated with human organs and shit like that. So no, that is the flesh texture, as you can definitely tell. If I zoom in, you can see that yeah, it's all veiny and shit, and really tasty looking, I must say. Whoa, what's that? Oh, interesting. But yeah, you know, just interesting things here. They also have like a little bar here as well, with all like the little sodas and stuff, and a big old 666, you know, because you gotta be demon friendly and all that kind of stuff. And then that is the dance floor right there, which we will definitely get to, because I really want to show you guys the dance floor. It's really amazing. So that is the first boss room. As you can definitely tell, there is no enemies in this room, and that's because he's actually out in this area right over here. There he is, right there. There's the boss. There is, I forgot what he named this guy, but funny enough, he didn't put him in the oh my god. Oh, okay. But anyway, what I was gonna get to was yeah, as you can definitely see, the boss actually doesn't spawn inside the room here, which actually makes sense, because after looking at the logic and all that kind of stuff, I can definitely see why he doesn't spawn in here, you know, like it doesn't just immediately just become a thing in here and all that. So yeah. So another thing that I actually found that was really interesting to me, I never noticed this before, but there's actually, because if you come into this room right over here, hold on, I might have to zoom in a bit more. Hold on, let me do that real quick. Oh, yep, hold on. Let me just turn this around, go into there, and then zoom in like crazy. There we go. Okay, so if we come into this room right over here, we can see that if we zoom in just like this, hold on, let me find it real quick. Oh. Here we go. Oh my god, this is not... Alright, well, you know what, we're just gonna go into there and just, you know, take a good look at it. So anyway, that's way better, I don't know. Okay, so as you can see, this is the spawn room. This is something that I actually really found that was interesting here. He's got the different difficulties here, which, you know, you got like Konami code, which is a really cool, like reference there, even though I fucking hate Konami at this point. One up from easy. I love how he names these things too, like Konami code, and then one up from easy, and then baddest dude is hard mode and all that. It even has like little things you're like recommend for first run. On die you lose 1,000 points on and 1.5 coins, and on win feeling of accomplishment. I love that. That's really goofy. I really like that. And then this is normal mode. On die you lose 1 life, keep coins and points, and win 5,000 extra bonus points. That's nice. And then baddest dude here is on die, keep points, lose all else. And on win 15k point bonus and bragging rights. I love that. Now these two walls, this one and this one, are really interesting. I like these ones as well. So if you see here, no bug, pausing during boss battles may crash the board. This is an issue with Snapmap I can't fix. Yeah, so that's an issue that definitely that we all have technically. I mean, all my maps have it too. So here is Zilla's YouTube and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So you want to go check that out, you can definitely go do that, you know. And as you can see, these are the beta testers. And as you can see, we have Bad Fluffy, Taylor Head. I don't know this guy. I have no idea. Major Poop. Oh man, Major Poop. Clown Slay, Pig Dog, Dark Sniper, and Psycho Knight 141. So yeah, I know all these guys except Major Poop and this guy right here, JMX. I don't know. But anyway, special thanks to Void Runner, who inspired the second and final boss battles, and Tailhead for nominating this map for Community Spotlight. Yeah, so this is actually just like Eye of Horus. This is also a Community Spotlight map that definitely deserves the right to be in here. So yeah. Alright, and then this is basically teaching you how to play it. So like your shotgun is basically punching, and your super shotgun is basically kicking. Because the map, for those of you who don't know, the map is basically based off of those like old school classic beat 'em up games from like the Sega Saturn and all, or not Sega, Sega Genesis, I think. Yeah, but yeah, and as you can see, these never run out of ammo. For best damage, swap fast and often. Enemies drop coin on kill, 2 times coin plus 250 points on glory kill. And yeah, you don't have to hogfight with Fury. And then we got the version 1.0 top scorers, and then you got all these different people and all that, you know, which is super cool, you know. But yeah, apparently Taylorhead got 110,000. So that is fantastic. Now, Big Fart Man, oh, for the win. That's awesome. I love that. Serial Killer. That's also quite interesting. So anyway, now there's a very interesting thing that is actually next to the spawn room, which I've never seen, and I took a look at it, and doesn't seem to be a way in there, at least for now. I'm not too sure. This is actually my first time looking at Devil City Ransom's coding and all that stuff. I've never looked at his coding, never seen the coding before, and I found this interesting. So beyond this wall, if we phase through it, as you can see, there's something here. And what is this? And like as you can see, he also has this open as well, which was very interesting. And he even put like a little note here for people who are looking at the code, work in progress. Also, thanks for looking at my code and stuff with with a winky face. Now, I hope this isn't something secret or whatever, but the map's been out for quite a while. But it's unfair mode, and you should beat baddest dude on first go. On die, your score is 0, and on win, it's 1,000,000 bonus points. So it's just like, whoa, okay. But if you notice, since there is no wall here, there is also no teleportation thing here yet. So whatever this is, I think it's got something planned for it later down the line and all that, you know. So yeah, but I thought that was kind of like really interesting for people to know as well, you know, like, oh, like, check that out, there's something over here too. But yeah, so we're gonna turn on, oh, and what is this? Oh, right here, difficulty mode, 1 easy, 2 normal, 3 hard, and 4 unfair. So one thing I have is I have the logic off, as you can definitely see. If I turn it on, off, there you go. So this is all the logic here. Basically, he's got this whole system set up where a random sequenizer makes like these hazards spawn and all that kind of stuff, which is really interesting, I must say. The coding is used for this guy to have a bunch of like different like orbs surrounding him and stuff, so when he moves it like, you know, makes him glow and all that stuff. So it's really interesting to see. And you know, you got all that, and then this right here, this stuff is basically for the modes and stuff. And like I said, if we take a look here, there's no teleportation thing here, so like you can't get in here whatsoever unless you phase through the wall here somehow. I don't really understand, but you know, that's the interesting thing about this, and then it's just like, oh, look at this. What is this? Reference to difficulty bonus, and then difficulty HUD settings and all that stuff. So, yeah, very interesting things. Unfair mode. So yeah, so I think this is for other stuff later. But if we head inside, this is where you're gonna start seeing all the logic come into place and all that, and here are some of the demon spawns, which I've never seen this before. But he's got this odd system set up. Reference to B1, P2, single demon encounter and all that. So that's a really interesting thing. He's got I don't know where this starts, but it starts somewhere. I think it let's see, is this its own thing? Yeah, this is its own thing. Interesting. So like, if I put it down over here, for example, oh, what the hell? Okay, I'm just gonna put it back. So we got a single demon encounter, which is a possessed soldier on spawn. He goes to this boolean here, and he tested on true, and if this is changed, it tests the boolean, it seems, and it also encounter finished. So that's interesting. I've never actually really worked with booleans before, but as it says, the boolean variable can be set to true or false and used to control certain properties on other objects and all that. So that's a very interesting thing. And then he's got these all over the place too. And some of these like an integer. I think an integer here, and then another CB2. Huh. Compare to yeah. Okay. So yeah. And this is the interesting thing here is this. So this is the dance floor that the boss basically stands on and attacks you on and all that. And he has these as you can see, if you go down super low, you can tell that they're blocking boxes that don't have a texture on them at all. They're just like different like glowies and all, and they glow and all that, But if you come up here, you can definitely see this huge strands of webbing just all over the place. And if you look up here, this is what makes the different colors change into different things. And so I thought this was like a really interesting thing to look at too. So he's got this whole like system here where I think it starts like on player. Yeah, so like the module here on player entered, it starts these 3 repeaters here, and these repeaters get tagged on to this rainbow sequencer, which I think that's what he called it. I don't think this is an actual rainbow sequencer, but as you can see here, he's got it to where he's signaling it, and then two signal things, change index. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, he's got like a signal here going on, and then this thing sprouts out different things here, and then if we do this, it changes different colors and all that, And this was a really interesting thing to look at here, And that one just goes to, let's see how so there's 4 sequence signals, and there is 4 set colors here. So each one is like basically divided to among the others. And so if you go to this one, this is green, this is blue, and then this is yellow, and then this is red. So like this one goes to like all the ones here, as you can see. Oh my god. And then this one, and then that one, and then that one, and then that one. So it's just like, whoa, you got something crazy. Are there input delays on these? There is no input delays on these. What about these? No input delay. No input delay. And again, yeah, it is a sequencer. So yeah. So that's a very interesting thing, and he's got 3 of these all together, which I think these ones do different colors, maybe. Well, they don't do different colors; they just do the colors in a different type of order, which is also rather interesting. At least I'd like to think that. But yeah, yellow, and then red, and then green, and then blue. So that basically what makes this whole thing work. It's quite a simple design for a boss room, nothing too crazy, but it is rather interesting to kind of note, oh, this is what it looks like, oh dear, look at that. There's actually, can you see that from here? No, there is no way to see that from here. That is honestly really interesting. So this is why I even stated in my own words too. This is why I love game design, is because of just these little itty bitty things. So this is something that you're not supposed to see, and you still can't see it. But if you go into the thing here, these two little things here have a little opening that you can see through. And this side doesn't look like it has that. Oh, it definitely has it right here. But like, yeah, you got all that, and that's just super cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And what is this texture? This texture is, yeah, skin. That's what the texture is called. So yeah, it's just a really interesting like set piece here, and I like the ordeal here. And then you got 666 and stuff. So it's just you got just sixes. Like, oh man. And then you go, and then you go, and it's just like, oh my god, okay. Okay, but yeah, so I thought that'd be really interesting to tell you guys about. So up next, we have two more boss rooms before I get to the whole like city ordeal here. So we got this one, and then I got this one. So first of all, we're gonna go into this one by basically doing the same trick we usually have for everything else, and we're gonna go into this one right over here. So as you can see, this room is the Revenant boss, or I think it's like the barbecue chef character. I can't remember too much, but I do remember there were pinkies in this room, and here are their spawns, BBQ monster. So this room isn't like all too crazy, but as you can definitely tell, like it is a pre-made module that he basically made look different and all that, and he did that really well. I think it's done well. And if you go through these here, you can definitely see that this door doesn't make sense, as you can see, because it doesn't truly exist. So the door does not the door doesn't make sense there. But this is where all the logic for this room comes into play. So that's a very interesting thing we got going on here, showing health and all that. So that's the fun thing about that. And he also has it on the other side too. So as you can see, this is all the logic for everything, and you press this, and then you get to see like everything highlighted and stuff, and the frame rate dropping like crazy. So it's just like, well, this is great. Whoa, okay. And down in here, he's got this whole thing where he's got altars here, just like on the ground here for the dude to not stand. And he's also, is that another texture? That is another texture on the ground there. Interesting. What? Hold on. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, right here. He's got two textures, and this one right here is also height of 2, and then under those are the altars, just to make, I guess, oh, that's for the floor here. Okay, that's interesting. I like the idea. And as you can see, he is kind of like clipping through the meat there, but this guy isn't supposed to move from his spot, I don't think. If I remember correctly, he doesn't move from his spot. Then again, he really couldn't, because of the whole fact that this is supposed to be a room where there's a little thing in the middle here that he stands on, and that is Revenant feet. That is really great. There we got to see what a Revenant's foot looks like up close. For you foot fetish people, this is probably the best, isn't it? Alright, cool. Legs and stuff. So anyway. Oh my god. So, anyway, that's this room. Nothing too crazy, but this room is quite hectic when you do fight it. What track does he play? Hey, that's cool. That's nice. Bleep sound, and then but yeah, so that's a really nice room. Next up is this room right over here, which I can't fully zoom into, so we're just gonna have to go into the whole thing. So this, as you can see, is another pre-made module, which, oh, I never noticed that the pipes don't. Wow, that's really interesting. You get to see all these new things, and as you can see, these areas are blocked off, and apparently they do not have any of the logic in them whatsoever. All the logic is literally placed inside the whole area over here. That is really interesting, but it does make sense. But doesn't have any logic out here. That is quite interesting. But yeah, as you can see, you know, he only uses like the middle section of this area. So this area is like, this area was also a pretty hectic boss fight with the whole laser system, which I don't really use the lasers, but it's a really nice touch because, you know, I do like the idea of the lasers and stuff. You know, they're quite interesting to me. I won't lie. They're honestly really cool, you know. But yeah, so he's got like all these different demon encounters and stuff. I think he also used the same technique but a little differently into like the first boss fight, and it, like put it into the second boss fight and make it different. And then yeah, he's got these like different things all over here. And then you know, this is where you put the power cores in to beat the boss, and every single time you'll do a certain thing, one of the cores drop from him. I forgot how specifically it does it, but if we see here, spawn droppable, which this is a green power core, and then this is a blue power core, you know, and then like, you know, on use it will spawn a certain thing and stuff, and that's really interesting. I think it's to where you press the button. Let's see. Add integer. Yeah, so it does something here, but doing that basically makes the droppable spawn and, you know, all that. So it's very interesting to see. But this boss fight is actually not that difficult. He's actually quite chill. That is if you know what you're doing and if you don't stand out in the open like crazy. But these lasers though, oh, they will get you hard because they only do 10 damage, but I have had instances where sometimes I'd walk into lasers and they do a shit ton of damage. Or actually, it's because that's why they do a lot of damage, is because they only do 10 damage, but they hurt you every 1/10 of a second. So it's just like, oh god, don't want to touch these because they really hurt you quite a bit. So that and then, you know, like the store doesn't exist completely, you know. But that's the whole thing there, you know. That's just the interesting thing about this. Oh yeah, and if we like go to the triggers here, as you can see, like things are starting to, you know, become relevant. I forgot to turn that back on, honestly. But yeah, as you can see, the triggers come back, and I think there's triggers in the other room too, if I'm correct. And yeah, and then what about the first boss fight room? Is there triggers in here? There is, but just looks like just one. But yeah, so that's all that. So last but not least, we have none other than the city itself. I forgot what he called this. I think he called the city something, but oh no, it's Devil City. Damn. Oh my god. But we're gonna head right into the city here. So buckle up, everyone, as we slowly dive in. Devil City Ransom, and here it is in all of its glory. As you can see, this is the entire city right here. You got Power Prime, which is really interesting. Like, that's really cool. And then you got like the coffee place right here, Coco's Coffee. And then you got bad credit, no credit. You could still buy a car from Honest Lucifer. He's got like a little devil in the background of that as well. And then Cinema, that's also really well done. Want to be John Romero's bitch? Call 1666, get down at apply today. Hot. Oh my god, John Romero's bitch. See, I actually didn't notice that one. But, you know, so yeah, so it's just like, wow, interesting. And then, you know, you got like some of these alleyways, like you got a store back here, and then like over here is the title screen. As you can see, President Girlfriend was kidnapped by the insane gear posse. Are you a bad enough dude to save her? The scoreboard to start. That was really cool how he did that as well. That also, all that I think does disappear too, so you know, it gets you away from that. That doesn't say anything, but oh, and then you got the Balls BBQ. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the boss that you fight there. And then, oh, that's interesting. A big old skull with like, that's actually, I'd never noticed that before. That's actually really cool. I like that. And then there's like some like icon right there, which, you know, looks rather interesting. And And he's got like he's got like all these you know, like cool details and all that within the city. I just don't know exactly where you start. I think you start here, maybe. I'm pretty sure this is where we start. Yeah, this is where we start, definitely. So you start over here in this like little alleyway with like a bunch of gates, and you know, you can't get into this little area over here, but as you can tell, you know, like, oh, you know, there's buildings and all that, and he's got like a bunch of details here with like the whole, like, oh my god, like look at that, that's so cool. And then, you know, you can like look that you can get up here and stuff, and that, I think that's also a really cool thing he's got going on here. He's got like what's the oh, I don't know what a decal. I think that's the glass decal. I'm not too sure. And then like Union Aerospace and stuff, and you got like all these like little buildings here. Oh, it's like the Union Aerospace, but like different, I guess. it's really weird. But this is the go thing, where every time you kill a certain amount of enemies, it goes like go, and it turns green, and you know, you got like some buildings right here, and it's just like, oh, you know, these buildings actually don't have anything in them because, you know, Damnation Station. That's cool. You know, this is actually where you fight the last boss fight too, and he's got a bunch of trash cans in here as well, which I love this. I love the trash cans. They're honestly really good. I think these are supposed to represent like bags and stuff, hopefully, but I honestly don't know. But yeah, he's got trash bags here, which is really cool. You know, he's got a lot more decals that people use and stuff, so that is an awesome detail you got here. And then as you can see, if we look closer to this, you know, it's like, you know, Honest Lucifer and stuff. So, you know, it's interesting concepts, and like, you know, the building's got like a little hole here and all that, you know. Now I would look at all this coding, but like, trust me, it does a lot of shit, and there's a bunch of, you know, coding here. It's really hard to just go through all of it, but you know, that's just showing you the basic mechanics here. Oh, vote Screwtate for education. Oh my god, that is, I never actually looked at these flyers here. These flyers here, they're really interesting. But if you go into these buildings here, you can definitely tell, like, you know, there's nothing in them, and there isn't supposed to be anything in them. And then you got like this creep. I think this is one of my favorite buildings right here. It's it's like this building that's like, oh, like it looks like a you know, spooky, scary house and all, but in all honesty, as you see, if you go inside it, there's nothing in there and stuff, but it looks like a spooky Halloween house, and I love that kind of stuff, you know. It's really interesting, and I love the windows too. I think that's one of my favorite things. He uses sarcophaguses to do that, and I honestly think that's genius, you know, like using props that usually do a certain thing and like doing other things with them. Same thing with these too, like the hydroponics thing, which has like is supposed to have like, you know, like plants and stuff in them, but he uses them as like a way to make the windows look interesting and the building to look rather you know, interesting, and I like how he does that too. You know, it's a lot of creative things here that really just make me kind of scared of custom geo, because I know I've tried in the past, and my custom geo is not as good as this, I will say. I'm definitely going to need to teach myself how to do custom geo a lot better, because if I want to do my campaign, I definitely got to learn a lot more custom geo and stuff. So, you know, that'll be that. But, you know, we don't have to worry about that yet. And, oh, these are separate. Oh, these are separate things you got going on here. And oh man, I'm moving the thing. But yeah, you know, you got all these things and stuff, and it's a really, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And he's got the same thing with that. That's honestly really cool. Now another thing that we need to look at is Pacino and Reeves, attorney at law. Reeves, I'm not too sure. And then this right here leads to the first boss, Club 666, members only. This leads to the first boss fight, and there's also a store over here too, because we have to check out the alleyways and stuff too. You know, we can't just like let the initial city be the whole thing. I could definitely, yeah, there's definitely some you know, clipping going right there, but that's totally fine. And then the store I don't know where the store is, honestly. Here, let's take a look at this. So let's see. Unentered. Oh, that's honestly really interesting. Instead of the store actually being right here, you know, there's actually nothing in this store at all. Like, there just isn't. But what it actually does is it takes you into a room that's actually outside of the map barrier and into the area where you're not supposed to be in, and it takes you into here. That is honestly really interesting. That does make sense, though, I must say. You know, it does make sense, but that is a really interesting thing. I like stuff like this. And he's got a little echo saying, "Hello, how you doing today?" And wait, can you literally do that? No way. Oh my god. That. Oh. Oh god. Well, this isn't give the thumbs up. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Okay. I didn't know you could actually move the echoes like that. That's so goofy. That is so, you could literally just like I don't, why hasn't people done this before? You can just make them stand up like that, you know? It's like, oh, I'm Dinnerbone from Minecraft. Look at that. Oh my god. Hey, what's up, dude? What's up? Wow, that is honestly amazing. Wow. I'm sorry, but like, I'm just so fascinated by the fact that there's just so many like things you could do. Just look at all these people. Look at all that. They're just floating. They're just floating. Look at that. Oh my god. It's Inception. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have to do this. I have to do this. I'm sorry. I just oh my god. That is just wow. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Okay, well anyway, we're gonna get out of that. So anyway, as you can see, this is all like, you know, the messages and stuff. Mega Manly Ghostbuster acquired, and then Bang Time Grenades acquired, and then you got Such Vigor 50% Health Plus acquired. Do More Harm, and then Bigger Pockets. And these things allow you to spend it, and then these are like, oh, you know, these are the player proxies that set those modifiers. So that's the interesting thing here. So that's the store and stuff. And then they go into this area over here, and do we have any other buildings that are, you know, as of what it is in stuff? No, it doesn't look like it. You know, you're still going to the alleyway. No like buildings over here. Oh yeah, and this is the building with the whole like, yeah, herb thing. And then you get to the oh wow, that's morbid, but you know, that's a thing, you know, BBQ balls, BBQ. So, you know, and then after you defeat Ball, you go and you are outside here. So that's the interesting thing about all this kind of stuff. I also think I'm probably thinking of a different map, but this teleporter here, I think this takes you away, and I think there's an end screen. I don't remember where it's at. It's somewhere, I think it's somewhere around here, but or maybe there is no end screen. But anyway, so all of that, we're going to do one last thing before we end the episode today, and it is going to show you guys what Devil City Ransom looks like without its like buildings and stuff, and only all the regular props. So if we just go to props, actually no, if we go to blocking boxes and go to hide, as you can see, this is what Devil City Ransom looks like without all of its there's all the floating people in the background there. So yeah, this is what Devil City Ransom looks like without all of its buildings and stuff like that. So, you know, you're definitely seeing a lot of interesting things here. All these different buildings and all these like staircases, and this leads. Oh, and then this leads into this room. Okay, that's cool. And then if you look in here, there's literally nothing, and you go into here, and it's just like, oh, that's the spawn, and this is that, and stuff, and it's just wow. Really, really, really cool stuff. But yeah, so this is Devil City Ransom that looks without all of its things, and nothing too crazy. And then you got like, oh, this is the this is the glowing decal for that. So but yeah, that's Devil City Ransom for you. And as you can see, that's what it looks like fully without all of its things. So you can definitely see how it is when you take it apart like that, and it's really cool things to look at. And then you go into like this room over here, and you can see that like this is what it looks like without all those. And then you come into over here, and it's just like, oh, this is what this looks like without all the walls and stuff. So very interesting things. So anyway, that, my friends, was Devil City Ransom. I think this is a really fun map. If you haven't played Devil City Ransom, you really should. It's awesome. It's really fun. It plays like classic, beat 'em ups and all that, and I really feel like this is kind of a cool thing to kind of go in to see how these things look from like just like from not just like in the map, but like out of perspective and stuff. And that's why I do Snapmap breakdowns now, because I think it's a really fun educational thing to kind of look at. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And if you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and share with your friends and all that kind of crazy good stuff. I make a bunch of content all the time. If you want to go check that out, then subscribe. Or just do it, please. I need my ad revenue. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.